let me say this about the Somali community. You have your Cushitic Somalis and you have your Bantu Somalis. Those who look more phenotypically like the rest of the vast majority of Africans, sub-Saharan Africans, your Bantu, and you have your mixture of Cushitic and Arab mixed Somalis. So the Bantus make up the vast majority of Somalia. They are Muslim, but they are persecuted even in Somalia and even here in the United States. The Somalis only use the Bantus Somalis as numbers. You dig? But they don't. Other than that, the Bantu Somalis are not given the same privileges as the Cushitic, mixed Arab and Nilotic Somalis, because most of your people in that Horn region, whether it be Somalia, Somaliland, which broke off, and Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan, all those regions that are part of that Horn region, the whole entire Horn region of Africa. Like if you see how the Arab mixed Sudanese treat the Nilotic people, that's why you had the South Sudan and North Sudan war. Basically the problem was created when the British came in. The British created that problem to divide North Sudan and South Sudan between the Nilotic and the Nilotic and Cushitic. Those who are mixed with Cushitic. Those who are majority Arab mixed. The British created that problem. After the British left, that stigma still stayed where the Arab mixed Sudanese were enslaving the Nilotic and Bantu Sudanese. They created that problem. And the British created that problem throughout Africa. That's why you have the Igbo in Nigeria, for instance. When the British was in Nigeria, they had broke Nigeria off to what you call your Christian, your Fulani, and Hausa, and the Igbo and the Aruba. They created these divisions. Let's keep it real. The Europeans created these divisions so that they could rule over the African continent. And the African continent been fucked up ever since because they knew the tribalism on the African continent. You did. Gaddafi tried to get rid of that, tried to unify all of Africa. That's why Obama bitch ass went over there and did what he did. Don't y'all remember when Gaddafi was gonna give black Americans $10 billion just for advocating for black Americans? You know who stepped in the way of that shit? The Treasury Department. And they asked the Treasury Department why would he step in. They said because they would create problems in the United States, and they didn't want Libya to create problems in the United States because them advocating $10 billion to FBA black people would have created division. Well, nobody, the white society, let's be real, white society never did like Gaddafi. Gaddafi seen common cause to help African descendant people in America because he seen himself as an African and an Arab. He the one was pushing for Arab and African unity. They had to create, and then he started the only reason why him and Saddam Hussein started talking was due to Louis Farrakhan. And Saddam Hussein started talking to Gaddafi because they had differences of opinions. Him and Gaddafi was beefing. Louis Farrakhan destroyed that, and the only one that got Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi to talking, and Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein came on the same accord due to the Middle Eastern resources, the Middle East resources and African resources. They could unify and have a pro-Arab and African stance against the West. The West didn't do that, so they called up their magical Negro, Obama, to do what he did. That's another reason why I never liked fucking Obama, which I really think he's a fucking clown. And for him talking on behalf of black men, I could have threw a piece of I could have threw some dog shit at his face, cause I really can't stand that nigga. I never liked Obama at bitch ass. But anyway, that is why you have the division in Africa due to the tribalism, and that's why you got Ibrahim Traore in the Sahel states saying we trying to change the narrative. We want to take control of our natural resources. We tired of people coming in, taking our wealth, leaving us in poverty, and then when our people leave, they treat our people like second-hand citizens. That's why they got tired of it. That's why Africa's getting tired of it. That is why Africans are not pulling out the United Nations. That's why most of them African countries saying, fuck the West. And that is why the West is falling. Latin America, Central and South America are now riding with Ibrahim Traore. Venezuela, they got mad because Venezuela said they'll support Ibrahim Traore. Russia said they'll support Ibrahim Traore, even though I think China and Russia have their own agendas. But one thing that Ibrahim Traore, he told them, look here, if it ain't about my people, I'm not riding with y'all. And they don't like no man like Ibrahim Traore and the other two brothers in the Sahel of Niger and Mali. That's why they don't like them, because they are going against the status quo. They are going against the status quo. And they said no longer will we give our material wealth to enrich other people who don't do shit for us. It made logical sense to me. I wish our black leaders in our community would learn that, but they too busy buck dancing, whether they conservative Negroes or liberal niggas, too busy tap dancing and shit. Fred Astaire ass niggas, tap dancing and shit. How I'm dancing, boss? How I'm dancing, boss? Fuck out of here.